Alright, today we're having a look at A Squirrel's Life version 2.0 by Captain Greg 1103. Alright, so here we are in A Squirrel's Life by Captain Greg 1103. Oh, version 2.0? That is really cute. I like that title. I don't know why it's so angry, but that's okay. That's okay. It's almost my birthday, and so I thought I would look at a squirrel level because do a little thing for yourself is what she said. Now, this is a slice of LBP1 goodness, so we are a little bit, we do need to be a little bit concerned that it might explode. Okay, that wasn't really like an okay. I thought like maybe we had broken the level. Recently I've just been breaking the levels a lot. It's not the level's fault, it's definitely mine. I mean, they're lovely birds. I am not noticing any, squirrels. I mean, there was the first squirrel up at the chump, but small rooms filled with square bubbles, as we have established many times on this channel. This is God's work. I don't believe in God, but like this is the work of a God. Depends which one you're talking about. There was a squirrel back there. Is there like are we doing a thing? Like, it's lovely. Don't get me wrong, it's lovely, but it's also like I feel like we're not really accomplishing much besides getting a lot of prize bubbles, which I'm eventually going to have to delete. And I feel like it's not okay. Am I supposed to run from you? Was I intended to ride on you? I guess I think we're supposed to run from it. Good timing on my part then. I mean, way to go, Risco. Way to go, Risco. And also, like, way to go, Captain Greg. Like, I don't want to like throw a ton of shade on the level, because I do think it's pretty charming. But like, I kind of feel like, oh, please don't tell me it's broken. Am I intended to go on top of you? Oh, I do need to go up. How does one accomplish going up? I mean, is the cat gonna throw me? I don't feel like that's got enough oomph on it to really get us going. Am I... Oh, wait. Okay, well, maybe you could have put the arrow here, is what I'm saying? Or maybe, like, pointed the arrow back? I don't know. I feel like that was maybe poor... You're an angry bird. I think that was maybe poor clear communication. I was expecting, I don't know, something piratical? The level select badge made it look very piratey, and I thought like we would be a squirrel riding the high waves of squirreldom. Should I go down? Should I go over? See, a player community... Oh, fudge! We gotta go back to the hub. I'm so sorry. We gotta go back to the hub. We'll see you there. See yas! And we're back. And A Squirrel's Life version 2.0 by Captain Greg 1103. And I'd say it's a yellow square. It's a little bit hard to judge, because I feel like I'm looking at this level from two different perspectives, and it looks better in one than it does in the other. But what we've got basically here is what feels like kind of an upgraded gallery level, less than a strict platformer level. And it's something I've talked about in a number of streams and in a number of review shows, that like, if you're going to do a gallery, and I love galleries, I think they're great, but I feel like you should kind of give something to the players as an environment, as well as just like, what is the thing that you're showing off? Because if you're showing off something that's like just in an empty crate mode with no background, or nothing in view, just the object itself, and sometimes it looks kind of lackluster. And so here we've got this kind of, there's like a framing device of, can you live the life of a squirrel? Because a life of a squirrel is filled with dangers and hazards, and let me tell you from personal experience, more existential hazards. But yes, it is very dangerous to be a squirrel in this world right now. And so like, you've got that kind of foresty, parky type of environment going on here, and you've got all the predators as objects, and like, you're kind of navigating that, and here's a squirrel's life, and that's like really neat. I think that's a really cool framing device, but like it is kind of also set up as a platformer in a way, and that's where I feel like the level falls down, because like the gallery side of it, looking at the modeling that's been done here, all these different animal objects, and they're really nice. There's like a couple that are a little bit iffy. I think that the dog is kind of, it's a little bit meh, but like the squirrels look great. All the different birds look really cool. There's a snake at the end of the level that looks wonderful. The cat and the raccoon as well, like they're really neat. And so like all of those objects are cool, and Captain Greg 1103 did great work on them and absolutely deserves to show them off. But then like you put that in a let's play this level like as a level, and it feels like it's really overlong. Like it took me, I think, about 7 minutes, and when I was just like kind of going through it as a level, not really gazing at the objects, but just kind of like playing through the level, and you've got like 7 minutes of running and a little bit of jumping, and there's not like a really good pace to it. Like you're not like doing a lot. You're doing a little, like you are jumping over things, and there are hazards. We'll talk about that in a second. But like there's not like really a lot of gameplay in there to engage the player. And also because like when you look at that framing device, and these are predators that are supposed to be, attacking you, the squirrel, and it's like, but they don't. Like all the objects are pretty static. There's maybe a little bit of movement, like the cat's arm is going up and down, that the snake kind of writhes. The only like kind of hazardous like predator in the level is that dog, and the dog will chase you kind of in a pseudo skulldozer type of system there, but it's like really short. It's like a very short section, and you can kind of actually cheat it, like we did in the first impressions, where I accidentally got in the dog's back, and it was just like, okay, it's a ride now. You've got like there's the two, I don't know, like the one, there's like a hawk, I think it's a hawk-ish type thing where it's going up and down into the nest, and there's some deadly gas on the hawk, and so like that is a hazard, but it's like it's really gentle, and you've got like lots of time to get under it. It's not like really gonna stress you out. And then you've got the raptor, and I feel kind of bad about that raptor, because like it keeps on respawning, because it's on an emitter, and so you've got this timed raptor just like crashing into the ground, and it disappears. It doesn't explode, at least, but crashing into the ground over and over again, and it goes from something that's like a threatening to the player, and you can die there if you're not paying attention, because again, like the timing is really gentle. There's an audio cue that's gonna let you know it's coming down, so it's like you're not probably gonna die there, but then like if you go down below and you can just watch it crash into the ground over and over again, and it just starts to feel kind of absurd. Like this poor bird, it's not gonna get any food, it's just committing suicide over and over again, and that's kind of a lot. So like, yeah, that framing device starts to fall apart once you start to look at it like a level, and you've got like the music cues are just not really synced up to the type of action that's going on, because you've got that like Pirates of the Caribbean driving beat. The action should be going on, and there's no action. You've got that like the title card, and like the title when you actually come to the level, and it's like it's really cool. Like I like it. It looks nice. It's got good shaping on it. It's like very explosive. They're throwing up fireworks, and there's explosions going on, and it's a squirrel's life, and so it's like setting up for action. And then you've got like the actual title card in game in the menus, and it's like, do you have what it takes to be a squirrel? And you've got like the level badge is like a piratical squirrel with like a eye patch on, and so like I went into this level thinking it's gonna be like, oh, we're looking at action, we're looking at squirrel action, and then it's just kind of not there. It's not supported by like what the level's actually doing, which is, please take a look at these really cool objects that I've got. So I think like selling it to the player as like, yeah, you're gonna have a little bit of running and jumping here, but it's really primarily a gallery stage. Please look at my cool stuff. And I think that I would have had an even more favorable impression coming out of the level than what I ended up doing. There is a secret in the level, which I did appreciate. I thought it was kind of neat in the raccoon bit. And actually, the first time that I got the secret, I ended up going like looping around the long way because there's a really clear like crescent that you can pull out, but I didn't realize it was a grabbable material. I thought it was just like blocking the path as a static object. But like, yeah, you can pull that out and you run into like a little storehouse, and there's an, I'm pretty sure, infinite bubble spawner. I will sit under those until I get like a times 100 bonus, but I do tend to run out of patience after a while. I ended up blowing myself up there once because there's explosives, so, you know, kind of, why not? But yeah, like, it's, I appreciate the work that went into the level, and I appreciate the work that went in the models. I thought those were all really, really cool, and that's why I feel like it's a yellow square instead of a orange diamond, because like it is doing that thing that I kind of ask gallery levels to do, which is, you know, kind of give something for the players to do while they're enjoying your work. But like, because of all the setup and because of the selling it as an action level to the players, and then very much not being an action level in the game itself, and it's like that kind of pulls it off and makes it a lot softer for me. But I like it. Give it a spin, take a look, see if you've got what it takes to be a squirrel, because let me tell you, like I said at the beginning, it's a hard knock life. You know, you gotta train, you gotta wake up early, 4:30 in the morning, do your LBP recordings, you know, write out some notes for your review show, and wait, that's my life. Could you be my life? Don't be my life. But right, yeah. Hey, this is the last day that I will be 44 years old. I will be turning 45 tomorrow. I feel lots of ways about this. 44 was a kind of a hard year for me, but kind of ending it on a big positive note with, you know, my passport changes, and I'm legally, officially, at least from the U.S. federal government standpoint, I am considered a woman. I use consider there because like I am a woman because I was that previous to this, but like now it's kind of like official in documentation. But because like the U.S. government and like state and federal law and confliction there, and it's all like really weird. But that was like a big great thing to end my 44th year on this earth as, and so that's like going into 45 with a lot of positive energy. But 44 was a hard year, and I just want to thank everybody who has supported me through that year and supported me through all the years that you've been supporting me. It means a lot, like more than I can say, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you. But that pretty much does it for us here at This Go About. So from me, Disco, here in Tokyo, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.